Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrines Google Hangout. I'm your host, Carl Labert, and you have now entered into our Hangout. And this one right here is me addressing, as you see in the title, Child Molester, Mighty Hebrew, a sovereign Israelite sovereign nationalist. I believe that was said. Let me look at it. Attack Khalil Amani due to the fact that he threatened to kill me, and I trying to rally up, Israelites that's ignorant of the conversation and the topic instead of really trying to have a discourse about it and try to be brotherly and have a brotherly discourse. He want to cause strife and cause envy, jealousy, hate, and all of this and discord amongst Israelites, which is fine with me. I don't care. The sword is going to divide anyway. So let's do some division. I don't have no problem. No problem. I don't want to be in the midst of, pedophile, molesters and things of that nature anyway, which legally he's known as that. So we're going to keep it moving. I'm going to try to play some audio that he recorded yesterday on the Sabbath day, pushing forth his agenda of causing strife, animosity, and stuff amongst Israelites, which I ain't got no problem with that. Once again, let it be known, let it be understood, let it be, noted, all of that, all of that. Let it be all that and a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take our time and get into this just a little bit, people. And it ain't going to stop until he buy out. If he buy out, then we can stop this. But I don't buy out of these things. You know what I'm saying? We can keep it going till the cows come home or till the Holy One split the sky. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But now he attacks Khalil Amani due to the fact that, like I said, he threatened me for using, a different perspective than him based off the term Hebrew Israelite. We're going to deal with that later on today. We got to deal with this now since I'm headed towards the end of the conversation from last night. So we just gonna deal with this portion of it. So we're gonna hit play and pick it up, and then when it get to the Khalil money part, I deal with it. Once again, I didn't hit the time mark before I messed around and got off of the audio. So let's listen.
No, I'm the freaky man. That's what he's saying. But you just said that wasn't used.
So what he talking about when Paul said he a Hebrew or Hebrews? So I give you a little layout of what he talking about. So he steady trying to deal with the Hebrew Israelite thing. He gonna say he never said you can find the term Hebrew Israelite in a combination like I asked him to do on Maccabees TV. He said, well, I ain't never said you could do that. But if you understand linguistics and the way the Hebraic thought and stuff is, then you can understand that they always calling themselves, or they calling themselves, it's implied that they're Hebrew Israelites. We'll play his words so you can deal with his words and, the terminologies that he used. And I don't even care to learn them right now. I'm not even that mad, upset, or whatever to learn the terms that he used and to go against them. But we're going to listen on.
Exodus, man. I showed you all throughout. Let me show you something, man. Let me now, sever your damn head and put it on the plate I just don't understand this. But maybe Sister Kathoria, let one of the daughters of Zion help me. Because
so now, sever my head, I would take that as being a Yahweh ben Yahweh reference before he get to the Yahweh ben Yahweh, because Yahweh ben Yahweh down in Miami had AKA death angels that sever heads, several ears, and killed people, which he said he fine with that. Somebody had to do it. Come through killing people, murdering people, circulating death in the community. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't say circulate death because that means people was killing them. But without people shooting them, harming them, and doing things to them, they was taking lives due to the fact that people wouldn't get out of apartments in Miami in which they bought the buildings and stuff, and then they tried to enforce certain rules and stuff, and people was like, hey, long as I'm paying my rent, I'm staying. They get in conflict, they go kill them, behead them, so on and so forth. They was killing black people. Now, as much as you have these Israelite separatists, extremists, or whatever you want to call them, that say Esau and all of these other nationalities of people are their enemies, they killed their own people, brethren. Or they might have called them Hamites, so they'll feel justified in saying they weren't the children of Israel, so we killed them Hamites because they rebelled. I don't know what it is or what it was. Right, but let's listen on.
You already got destroyed by Dr. Maya. You already let your sister destroy you live in front of everybody. But Sister Kathoria, is this in the New Testament? Is this book in the New Testament? Now I just want to make sure that I'm reading this correctly. Is this book in the New Testament, family? The book of Hebrews? This man clearly said we are not to call ourselves Hebrews, but Israelites.
So people, he called himself a nationalist. I call myself a nationalist. We're talking about national identity. We're not talking genealogy. You talk genealogy, you go all the way back to Adam, Seth, you know, then you go to Noah, then you go to Shem, then you can go to Eber, then you go to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and whichever one of the patriarchs. I mean, if you want to talk genealogy, if you want to talk nation-wise, how you identify a self-identify as a nation, not dealing with your genealogy, but the nation you in, the corporate body. You know what I'm saying? The Hebrew, you know, Goyim, the Greek ethnos, in which you get ethnicity from, right? See, they don't think I know this type of stuff, but we're not going to even get into all of that because let it be known, I don't know nothing. I just know the truth. That's why I'm a free man. Let's go on.
If I want to be technical, dude, like I was telling you, Dr. Moray Yoel, when I was on that Talk with the Titans, right? Not Talk with the Titans, Maccabees TV, me priest down to Allah, you know, Divine Prospect, it was banging. Should we rock with that RBG? I mass murdered that joint. I had to do what I had to do. When I'm saying,
so now once again, he's coming in that Hebrew Israelite spirit. I cut you. I chopped this and that. You know, sometimes, you know, being from a hip hop generation and battle rap, breakdance and battle, graffiti battles and all of this stuff, the competitive nature is in us. You know what I'm saying? To battle. Most people want to beef nowadays, coming from that 90s generation where they start calling being competitive beef and stuff. You know what I'm saying? This mostly started with West Coast and No Vaseline with Ice. Give you a little hip hop history. You know what I'm saying? But let's go on.
And there's this dude, man. You said we weren't. You're an Israelite nationalist. You stole. Everybody know y'all stole that stuff from me, man.
So now he said you stole. Everybody know y'all stole. Who is y'all? It's only me over here. I'm the only one to call himself Israelite nationalist. I don't know nobody else to do that. So why you say y'all? But anyway, let's move on.
Nobody wasn't talking about being no Hebrew Israelite sovereign national. You got videos of me years and years and years and years ago. You know what I'm saying? Talking about that before you was even in Israel, dude. You was trying to get the Gentile. And while I'm here, I'm going to talk about that, the Sondran laws. Because each time I bring that up.
So now, he said before I was even in Israel. So he's saying all the way back to 95, because I was around in 96. He was talking about being Hebrew Israelite nationalists. If that's the case, you've been dealing with that over 20 some odd years, and you still haven't produced a nation, but you say you're right and exact with what you producing and presenting. Number one, to say Hebrew or Hebrew is a nationality, or Hebrews is a nation, you incorrect anyway. That means most of everything you teach about Hebrew Israelite nationality, sovereign nationality, is incorrect. Just starting with the fact that you think Hebrew is a nationality, which is the first word of all the rest of the terms used to define your organization and what you've been pushing since it has to be 95. No wonder you haven't created a Hebrew Israelite sovereign national nation, no matter the paperwork, this and that, and you can't get elders to sit on the board and do that. And even if they do, when they come to a realization, seeing that they most likely is ignorant of everything, when they come to the realization of what you're saying and what you're doing, and the prerequisites of everything you're dealing with, they'll see that you are idiot. And those who agree with you are idiots. But let's move on.
The Sonja laws. First of all, man, go tell. I want to see your green card. For all those that are, of the other nations that want to cling to Israel, when we set up our sovereign autonomous government, we want some green cards. You got to get citizenship in Israel.
So now, when you deal with the Bible, New Testament, Old Testament, sojourning laws, right? Meaning that these people sojourning amongst you, they're going to be nationalized into the nation of Israel. Meaning that these sojourners is a part of the nation of Israel and can be identified as Israelites, seeing that they're, or Israel, seeing that they're a part of the nation, which kills all this craziness that people talk about. Salvation is not for other people. If they're amongst Israel and the Lord ain't going to destroy Israel, then he's not going to destroy the stranger that's sojourning with them. This is how strangers protect themselves from the coming plagues and everything else that come up on this earth. If they would guide people, his nation, Israel, his body, Israel, his church, Israel, right? This is something not being taught by certain Hebrew Israelites because they're ignorant of it, seeing that they don't deal with the sojourner laws properly. They want to say, well, when we build our kingdom, then that'll happen. Number one, he's an antichrist because he don't want to deal a Mashiach or this and that, because he don't want to deal with the Mashiach, the Messiah, the Christ that then came. He's looking for someone else, or he's trying to be that. Number one, he's trying to be that anointed one, that one, and not accept the one that then came. So this is a problem. You see what I'm saying? So he and those that don't deal with the Christ, the Mashiach, the Messiah that then came, think that they can do these things without him. They think they can sit up on the throne of David and rule the nation. It's a big problem, people. This is why you have a Hebrew Israelite sovereign national quote unquote movement, which is really a government op, and it ties into the more sovereign movement and things of that nature, in which they trying to deal with other nationalities and nations anyway. So either they're going to sojourn with the Moors, or the Moors going to sojourn with the Israelites, or dare I say Hebrew Israelites. So you're already dealing with the sojourning laws without dealing with the sojourning laws, because either you're going to be nationalized into the Moors, the Moorish nation, or they're going to be nationalized into the Israelite nation. You can't carry both. But people are ignorant of what's going on in the politics and stuff that is taking place. So let's move on and listen to this folly some more.
You got to go through what is called naturalization, just like any other nation. Y'all don't relate.
My bad. Then you have the Commonwealth of Israel, in which you have in Ephesians that through Christ's body, through the Messiahs, through the Messiah, the Mashiach, you broke down the middle wall of petition, allowing strangers now to sojourn and become a part of the Commonwealth of Israel, being nationalized into the nation. Then you have the parable, allegory, or whatever you want to call it, the figure of speech that talk about the wild olive tree, where strangers from other nations get grafted into the nation of Israel. Once again, making them a part of the nation of Israel, making them Israel, making them Israelites, in which cannot be denied salvation through that, saying that salvation is for the nation of Israel. And if you nationalized into the nation, then you can get salvation too. This kills the story that I've been telling for years, even dealing with the Dr. Mayat debate, showing the Hamitic people, the Kemetic people, that them standing on the corners with 12 tribe charts, denying them salvation or the ability to come into the nation of Israel and sojourn, has been faulty ever since they encountered people standing on the corners with 12 tribe charts saying that they can't be a part of it. And even people like him that's saying that they can't be a part of it. You least with your knowledge and understanding and what he's saying now should be evangelizing and telling people that when the nation of Israel come into its full manifestation, not the nation of Hebrew Israelites, but that's the type of terminology you would get instead of the simplicity of the nation of Israel. When the nation of Israel come into its full autonomy, sovereign or whatever, since he's using the word sovereignty, then you could be nationalized into the nation of Israel. But they don't teach that or tell that. But now that I've been pushing this ever since the Dr. Mayat debate dealing with salvation and reconciliation and salvation for all righteous people, even the Hamitic people that has a problem and confused because of the teachings of the One West and brothers like the Mighty Hebrew, and not giving this good news that they could be a part of the nation of Israel, they could be part of the covenant of God and all of that. Me giving this good news to the people, which they've been trying to deny for years, but since I done kept my foot on the gas pedal, broke the brakes nonstop, everybody is forced to come this way and start dealing with these things, because I keep using that term sojourning law and everything else, which is Torah, which is the national constitution, where you can't deny people. So they can't deny it, so they have to get on board. And they mad at me. This is one reason he's mad at me, and other people mad at me because I'm giving the good news that they want, that other people, if you love the Lord God of Israel, his laws, statutes, and commandments, and everything is else, if you love him, you will keep his commandments. They're not grievous. And he's the one that gave the commandments to Moses. This is good news. This is called understanding sound doctrine. This is why Hebrew Israelites hate me. But it's cool. I got no problem with that. Because the sword divides. So let's get to divide.
There's no such thing as converting to be amongst us. No, you got to go through the same process. See, y'all thinking religiously. See, in your mind, it's like damn, he can convert and be amongst us. No, that's religious nut crap. No, you got to go through our governmental body politic, meaning that we're going to have a governmental structure, and when other nations want to cling to us, meaning we already got our set up government. There's no way that we can have any of the nations amongst us until we are a sovereign nation. Then from there, we can set down our law. Because if you really want to be technical, if you look at the Torah, the nations of the earth, they will be our servants, not our slaves, but our servants.
So now, see how he's forced to tell that and teach that? Show me in the past where he talked about that and did that. But because I brought it out on the Maccabees show and brothers have to deal with it, and I see they've been stuttering and studying, trying to figure out how to deal with it. Now they saying, look, which I teach, Israel first, the other nations next. That's the protocol. I was taught that from day one from where I come from. Right? Israel first, then the other nation. We are the priests to the rest of the sons of Adam. All the other nations, like Levi's the priest to the whole nation of Israel, Israel is the priest to all the other nations, seeing that we all one blood, coming from the single cell to the compound cell to procreation, creating the rest of us. What are you talking about? I've been teaching that. That's Israelite nationalism, not Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism. He's saying we have to have a nation before that happen. You saying they can't accept the Lord, God of Israel, the Holy One of Israel, and begin to live after his statutes and laws, statutes and commandments and ways with doubt? Us being a sovereign nation, they can't do that. They can't receive that knowledge from the text and start living after the manner of an Israelite. You can use the religious term convert or whatever, but let's go on. That shows, once again, the lack of knowledge of this brother while he's trying to talk to us and come at me. All it's going to do is make Israel judge on who's right and who's wrong, who's puffed up, who's lying, and who's spreading discord and all the rest of the stuff. I've been on this. Before he even knew me, I've been on this. So once he learned me or knew that I was existed out here, he should have been addressed this, but he didn't. He couldn't. None of them could. I'm a whole nother breed. I'm the last of a dying breed. Or should I say a resurrected breed? I'm the last of a resurrected breed. You know, not the only one. Others are being resurrected mentally, and also they will be resurrected in the first resurrection when the Holy One comes. But hey, we getting close to the last generations before he come, and I know I'm a part of that remnant. I'm confident, brother, sister. Let's go on.
Remember certain things. The Torah teaches that we can use the other nations. We can charge the nation's interests and all that. They're not on our level with us. You keep trying to gravitate and trying to save everybody else while your damn backyard is sinking.
So now, why my backyard sinking? Why is my backyard sinking? Because people telling them they Hebrew Israelites and teaching them Hebraic this and Hebraic thought and Hebraic culture and Hebraic this, where all them other Hebrews got the Hebraic thought and the Hebraic culture. Even the Edomites who taking our identity has Hebraic thought and Hebraic culture and the Hebraic tongue. And a lot of y'all agree with them and teach that Hebraic thought, that Hebraic culture, that Hebraic tongue, which is not Israel's, because y'all gravitate to Hebraic shit. If it's Hebraic, I rock it because I'm a Hebrew and I'm of the Hebrew nation. You ignorant. and you teaching the people that ignorance and having them walk in it, talking Hebraic, nigga. Say a Elohim mindset, say a Elohim culture or this and that, a godly or heavenly. You sticking with the kernel too much. 1 second. Sticking with the kernel too much. That's why they can get into all of that. Oh, you can't get salvation because kernelly, physically, you're not Israel. But then when you give them the word of God, which is spirit, which is life, which can quicken people, and tell them you could be grafted in, you could be part of the commonwealth, you can sojourn with us. Then they mad at you. How you gonna tell them they can sojourn and keep the law, statutes, and commandments of God? We're not a sovereign nation yet, and you ought to worry about us and this, that, and the other. Well, that's why we got a problem. And they hate us because they know that we is his chosen people. And we supposed to teach them and raise their thought level and teach them how to really live this life. But yet we don't do it, never did do it. Only the apostles and those that was commissioned to go out to do it did it. They was forbidding them to talk to the other nations and stuff. So therefore, what you think they gonna stay in? They carnality and different stuff, and they want to say, well, we're a better species or a better nation than you, and we gonna put you all under our foot and oppress you. This is where you have stuff what they call today racism, and you have this mass killing of us because we don't say, okay, we got love for you, because love is how you conquer evil and wickedness and stuff. But hate produce hate. You hate them, call them dumb dogs, call them dogs, you know, say Jesus called a woman a dog and it's a female dog, them bitches and stuff like this. Now you're producing hate. You telling them, you Hamitic people, you can't eat at our stuff. We don't mess with y'all, this, that, and the other. You have no allies. You have nobody that helps you. You're a nation out there on the island by itself that can't defend itself, and you have no political power with nobody because you done dissed them all and told them they ain't shit. So now you left out here all alone. And they have all the resources and every damn thing else. But you can't tell a pedophile this. You can't tell an ignorant Hebrew Israelite this. They want to jump up and bark. He on some Daniel's son, wax on, wax off. He the master and he could be my Abba. You couldn't be my Abba shit. My mother way older than you. You couldn't have sex with her to produce me, and you can never be my fucking spiritual shit. Because our master teacher, the Holy One himself, said, don't call no man rabbi or father. So now, what are you talking about? But that's that puffed upness. That's that Sinetta TV fight against your brother. You're a better man than him. You're more scholarly than him. I never claimed to be a scholar. Fuck scholarship. So you understand how I feel about being scholarly. But I do speak that language and get into that sometime because it is helpful. But you see where I stand with it. Fuck scholarship and anybody that bring it to me. I ain't no scholar. I'm a man that deals with the word of God. Raw and uncut KJV 66, baby. And I do get kernel too. I still got kernel defenses.
Stop trying to be Captain Save a Nation. Your nation is dying in the streets every day. We being mass murdered. We being executed out here on these streets with drugs, guns, violence, homosexuality, transgender.
Because we ain't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of God. And one of them is to allow the stranger to sojourn if he want to sojourn. If he see you living a certain way and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and he see is good and God blessing you, the true and living blessing you, and they want them blessings, and you tell them they can't get it, nigga, take your over there, you can't roll with us. Just like white boys and other people see us with hip hop and other stuff, and we try to tell them you can't have no part in this, then they go create their own thing, or they just take what you got. And they parroted it or whatever until they corner the market. And then because they own the corporations and stuff, you underground rap, they're pop rap, they're being selling millions of records and getting paid, and they didn't just took your art form. Because copywriting and all of this, and you can't sample stuff, this, that, and everything else. They own your culture now that you created, like they did with jazz and rock and roll and all the rest of the stuff. But because we not smart, we keep getting did over. So while we getting gunned down in the street and everything, Israel, or should I ask you Hebrew Israelites, if y'all know, Israel should know, because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord God of Israel, and we talk falsely against them, and then give the other nations the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the God of Israel so they can understand his plan and not persecute us and kill us. And if they did understand that they had his people in their hands and this and that, that they wouldn't just shoot us down in the street like dogs. Because blessed are those that bless Israel, and cursed are those that curse Israel. So the curses over the whole world is because Israel is not doing and producing what they're supposed to be produced as the priest to all the other nations. Come on, man. You can't touch this. I'm not stuttering. I'm not this and that. I'm speaking clearly, precise about the situation. Let's move on, because I know what the hell I'm talking about.
So all this wickedness going on that's affecting our nation, and you worrying about the other nations right now. Until we are established supreme power, I don't care about the other nations. Until we rise as a nation, then the law of the soul.
So now, well, until you become that, they don't care about you, and they're going to shoot you down in the street. Now, are you willing to shoot them down to become sovereign, supreme, and stuff? Well, that's when you're going to get your people massacred, because you're leading them into a massacre. So you don't care about them until you become sovereign, and you're never going to become sovereign because they're not going to let your ass become sovereign. So you're going to have to fight for your sovereignty. Now what? You ready to be extreme? You ready to raise up an army to fight against these governments and take you some land and produce that? You're going to go over there and fight with the Palestinians and the Israelis and tell them to get the hell up out of your land because it don't belong to none of them? So what you going to do for your nationality and for your nation? Y'all keep following this Hebrew Israelite sovereign national stuff if you want to. Most of y'all gonna be up in the jail cell or in the ground where Israel is found, in prison and in the graveyard. And y'all be in Israel, whether if you acknowledge it or not, and you want to follow him, even under the auspices or whatever, Hebrew Israelite, keep on. You're gonna get found in the jail cell or the ground.
During that comment, now they have to go to our government officials, meaning nations that want to cling to Israel, and we can either accept them or reject them based upon proper paperwork, background checks,
proper paperwork, as if you can be sovereign or be a nationalist or this and that through paperwork. That's cool. That's what they talk today. That's what they push today. That's what the Moore Science Temple of America and those that's not in the Moore Science Temple of America and stuff push. You can print up ID cards. They selling ID cards, getting money off of it. And then they are 501D or whatever, most of them. So what are we talking about here? People talking about 501c3 churches all the time now and all of that, which I don't agree with. Incorporating with the government like that. That's a conversation that need to be had in the nation of Israel. But hey, I done had my little chats on it. But you know, I can't sit down with these brothers because they assholes and they think they know everything and telling you you can't be a part of the discourse or the national agenda because you ain't a part of the nation of Israel. Or you're not a part of the Hebrew Israelite nation. Let's be more precise. Because they would even say, okay, yeah, okay, we got to say you're a part of the nation of Israel. But you ain't no Hebrew Israelite, and you always talking about fuck that, and you don't want to be called no Hebrew Israelite. So us Hebrew Israelites going to stay over here. Well, you stay your monkey ass over there.
You can't just, certain felonies, you can't even be a Canadian citizen. But if everybody, you know, can have naturalization when you go to another people, what you think you're gonna go to Japan?
So I don't teach nationalization in the nation of Israel. I think I had a whole damn show on that. So when you talking to me, a nationalist, an Israelite nationalist, then I think I speak on those things and talk about that because I deal with the national perspective that need to be dealt with. But he talking about it like I ain't never talked about it or never dealt with it, or I got to learn nationalism from him. But hold up, he said something. Let's rewind it just a little bit.
Governmental body politic, meaning that we're going to have a governmental structure, and when other nations want to cling to us, meaning we already got our set up government. There's no way that we can have any of the nations amongst us until we are a sovereign nation. Then from there, we can set down our law. Because if you really want to be technical, if you look at the Torah, the nations of the earth, they will be our servants, not our slaves, but our servants. And remember, certain things, the Torah teaches that we can use the other nations. We can charge the nation's interests and all that. They're not on our level with us. You keep trying to gravitate and trying to save everybody else while your damn backyard is sinking. Stop trying to be.
So any person that want to be righteous, I ain't supposed to tell them that they can get salvation being righteous. That's ignorant of him. But let's move on.
Captain, save a nation. Your nation is dying in the streets every day. We being mass murdered. We being executed out here on these streets with drugs, guns, violence, homosexuality, transgenderism, all this wickedness going on that's affecting our nation. And
he didn't say pedophilia and child molestation though, because he know he has been charged with that. And we know child molestation and pedophilia been a topic ever since 2013. Most definitely jumped off in 2016 with Ron Savage and Hassan Camel coming in the conscious community and bringing it in the circles that we in, right? But he didn't say stuff like child molestation and stuff, which is going to lead us into the next soundbite. Go ahead.
Worrying about the other nations right now until we are established supreme power. I don't care about the other nations until we rise as a nation. Then the law of the soldier and the coming. Now they have to go to our government officials, meaning nations that want to cling to Israel, and we can either accept them or reject them based upon proper paperwork.
Now, we don't say if you righteous, you can come into the nation, or if you unrighteous, stay out. So if they got proper paperwork, unrighteous people can come into the nation of Israel. I don't think that's going to work with the king of Israel. I don't think he got it set up like that, because he said he gonna cut even the physical seed of Jacob off, the Hebrews off. Well, I use that term as a pun right now and everything, right? He gonna cut the Hebrews off if they ain't keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments righteously. So now, though you got proper paperwork, you can enter into the kingdom if you unrighteous. Well, I teach you only make it into the kingdom if you righteous. Because when he set up his kingdom, which should have dominion over all the earth, ain't no wickedness gonna exist. It's gonna be a blemish spot after it says, old boy loose from the bottomless pit to go on perdition, and then they gonna attack the camp with no walls, fire gonna hit them, and then everybody going to the lake of fire, and he gonna purge the earth of all wickedness, and ain't gonna be no wickedness in this kingdom. And you can't see his kingdom if you flesh and blood. So if you want to stay in your flesh and blood Hebrew Israelite body, you won't see the kingdom. And you can't see it now if you got a Hebraic mindset and not a godly mindset or Elohim mindset or what a Yah mindset, whatever you want to determine to say God or whatever. If you ain't got that spiritual mindset, you'll never see the kingdom. See, come on now. You want to get down to doctrinal politics? We can be political. We can deal with the social, political, and economics of Israel. But we got to deal with the doctrinal politics too, which deals with the social political aspect of Israel. But let's move on. We finna hear him say something about entering into the nation, right? And it's showing that if you have wickedness on your paperwork, if you've been convicted of transgressing the law on your paperwork, you can't enter into the kingdom. He gonna say that's for the stranger, though. He ain't gonna say that's for Israel. But one law for the stranger in Israel. You never read that? Let's read on.
Checks. You can't just, certain felonies, you can't even be a Canadian citizen.
So if you're a child molester, can you be an Israelite citizen or a Hebrew Israelite sovereign national leader? A child molester? A fucking pedophile? Statutory rape on your record? You could be a Hebrew Israelite sovereign national general, president, part of the body. What the advocate? In that Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism, you can have all of that and have a felony, be a child molester, be a pedophile, statutory rape. In y'all Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalist thing, y'all can have those. Oh, you a repentant one. You done repented from that. I got your excuse. Well, you should tell people, you know, that you once was that and you're repentive of that, blah, 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 and tell other people to beware of teenagers that's under the statute of statute of consent, under the age of the statute of consent, because you can get locked up, get a felony, and not make it into the Hebrew Israelite sovereign national movement or nation or whatever you want to call it. Don't play with me. You can attack Khalil Amani. You can even try to say I work with Khalil Amani or friends with him and try to get some death angels from Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, and all of them to try to kill them now because they know, or kill me. I don't care. But if you want to play the game, I plays the games too. I point out the game while I'm playing it. You gonna checkmate me? Okay, we gonna see. We gonna see. So let's move on.
But if everybody, you know, can have naturalization when you go to another people, what you think you're gonna go to Japan and say, shit, I'm Japanese citizen without doing the proper paperwork?
Which shows that once again, like the Moor sovereign citizen movement, the Kemetic sovereign citizen movement, the Aboriginal sovereignty, this paperwork, Ali Muhammad, Taj Tariq Bey, Mighty Hebrew, Polite. So Polite a scammer, selling paperwork, Ali Muhammad selling paperwork, Taj Tariq Bey selling paperwork, Mighty Hebrew, paperwork. What do they all got in common? But that's why I say, are we being bamboozled by these people that's coming with this sovereign nationalist, a sovereign citizen, a sovereign statesman or sovereign, whatever you want to put at the end that makes it governmental.
Get locked up. What do they call that come get you? Is it INS? They come get you when you from another country and you got to get deported. Come on, man. We on another level. Is that what it is? We on another level. You want everybody to convert. Wicked. A lot of y'all want.
I never used the word convert. I use nationalism. What is he talking about? Terminology. Nationalistic terminology means you have to be nationalized. You know what I'm saying? I went on the Most High channel or whatever that, you know, TMCH or something like that, Gadiah's channel, and talked about Israelite nationalism. He went over there and talked about Hebrew sovereign nationalism. He never listened to my thing to be able to rebut or say anything. He's lying on me and bearing false witness. He don't even know what the hell I talk about. He don't even know what I'm talking about. I have people that can bear witness to everything I'm talking about. And when I made the statement that we weren't called Hebrew no more, because number one, Hebrew ain't no damn nation or nationality. And when the Lord called us a nation, he called us Israel. So he stopped calling us Hebrew. He said he was the God of the Hebrews. He said he the God of Israel after that. So once again, we elevated and moved on. But like a lot of people, we still call ourselves niggas today, which is a form of Negro. And if they called us a Negro or a nigga, we'll be mad. Those are the terms and the words they used when we was in slavery. Just like I said, when we was in Egypt, they called us that. When we came out, we were supposed to be the nation of Israel. So just because people still have an Egyptian mind frame down in Egypt and stuff, and they working like a Hebrew slave or this, that, and the other, don't mean that I have to say I'm a Hebrew slave. Or have that Hebraic mindset that I got to deal with my physical genealogy as if I'm some goddamn Neanderthal or something and have to go back and tell people I am what I am. I ain't got to tell you nothing about my fucking genealogy. I say I'm Israel. Well, don't Israelites come out of Hebrews? You fucking Skippy. Do I got to tell your dumb ass that? I thought you knew that. Well, the rest of the world don't know, so we got to tell them our genealogy. I ain't got to tell them shit. They're like, I got to tell you shit. I say I'm Israel. I am, then I am. Either I am or I ain't. No fucking paperwork or nothing else in the world gonna define that. Shit, I'm a spiritual sovereign. I mean, I rule over my spirituality. Nobody else but God himself. But outside of that, ain't no colonel ass being gonna tell me what I am and what I ain't or define me. That's what having full autonomy or sovereign about some shit is. So when I tell you that I'm Israel, I am that I am, you either accept it or you don't. But either way it go, you get your ass on because I said what I said and it is what it is. No, you a Hebrew Israelite. You's a fucking lie. Get the hell out of here talking that shit to me. Well, you a Hebrew. Nationally, there's no such thing as a nation of Hebrews. So how nationally, I national identify myself nationally as a fucking Hebrew. It has nothing to do with nationality. I'm of the nation of Israel. Whether if I be grafted into the fucking nation or I was born into the fucking nation, I'm of the nation of Israel, not no fucking nation of Hebrew Israelites. That shit is so elementary that stupid motherfuckers that's been following that shit for years can't even fathom them. They like, you supposed to wash your hands before you eat. You breaking the law. It ain't what comes out, it's what's in the head. dirt gonna come out in the drawer when I take a dump, nigga. It don't proceed into my heart, and then I have wicked thoughts because I didn't wash my hands and probably got some dirt or germs on my hand. Do you understand the parable in the conversation? It's what proceed from the heart. Ain't got nothing to do with flesh and blood. Ain't got to do nothing with language. Ain't got to do nothing with that. It's your thoughts. Wicked or not. Which one? But let's see if we can get to the Khalil of money. I can't remember exactly where it's set. Hopefully I went back enough to come up enough to find it. But let's go.
Other nations to be involved so y'all can marry them other women in them other nations.
So I can marry, look, if I want to marry a white girl tomorrow, I do it. If I want to marry a Hispanic girl, Russian girl, this or whatever, Brazilian or whatever, if I think she look good and I want to get in her drawers, I'ma do it. But I don't want none of them right now. I'm not even pursuing a woman. Nigga got mad and said, well, your wife and your children and all of that. Well, shit, Paul ain't tried to marry nobody. I can't be like Paul. Did Jesus marry anybody? I can't be like Jesus. See, most of this shit that he talking is a basic Basim and Michael Edwards conversation against me. Because you know he fuck with Basim and Michael Edwards. So they tried to tell him, look, this is some stuff you need to throw at him and stuff. And what he think he know of me, he been getting from them from day one. So that's why he sound like a goddamn fool.
That's what it is. So now, we the mighty Hebrews, as much as we respect our brothers like, I respect brothers like Divine Prospect, he putting in work. But I don't acknowledge the RBG flag, period. I don't acknowledge that at all. Because when you deal it, go to the book of Esther. Go to the book of Esther, chapter 1. I don't have time right now. Read chapter 1. That's a killer to me, the Persians, man. And then originally the red meant the red, the green meant the Irish, and the black meant the blacks. That's what Marcus Garvey really meant with the red, black, and green. But in the 1960s, when the revolution came in, they changed it to the red being the blood, the black, the people, and the green, the land. Man, you got your flag right here, man.
But see, all that is a misnomer and shouldn't be talked about anyway, because you should just deal with Pan-Africanism, which the flag's supposed to represent. So if the Irishman was on the African continent or had political ties with the African continent or something, then that would make sense because it's dealing with African this and African that. But I ain't trying to get in there because I don't need to justify red, black, and green or none of that. Fuck that too. I'm an Israelite nationalist. I deal with Israel business, social, political, and economically. Specifically, not no Hebrew shit, no nothing. Israel business, God's business. That's why it's called Israel doctrine, baby. Israel's teachings, not no Hebrew Israelite doctrine. And see, as you can see, I properly understand Israel. I'm not saying Israeli. You sound like you want to hook up with these Israeli. Well, in Hebrew it says Israeli, not Israel. Yeah. Go ahead, call yourself Israeli. Go ahead, be an Israeli if you want to. I mean, it's whatever, man.
Red, white, blue, purple, and gold is the mineral. You got the name of the creator, Yahweh, Yahweh, whatever name you want to pronounce. You got the menorah, the 12 stones for the 12 tribes. We got seals, we got documents, we got a declaration of sovereignty. We got all the documents that you need. We put in the work already. Where your schematics at? You talk about you this, that.
Well, your nation at then. I can tell you I got a nation right now. And can prove that I got a nation that's working and functioning right now. Where your nation at? You just talking about a damn nation. I can show you one functioning under the proper name. You got schematics and stuff, and you talking about the work you put in. I can show you I got a nation right now that's properly functioning fully as a nation. You talking about a nation. I got one, and it got everything that you say you need to be a nation. It's justified as a nation. Now, what you want to talk about? You trying to get a nation. I already got a nation. You trying to make sure you got the schematics where it can function. Mine's already functioning. See, you just lost one, son. You might win some, but you just lost one. You just lost one. Ain't it silly? How come? Because you just lost one.
Sir, where your work's at? We ain't talking about being on no computer all day, man. I've been doing this for years. You got somebody right now on the thread, Dr. Moray Yoel, Ben Israel.
Just so I can keep with his thing, fuck him too then. I don't even know who he is, but whatever name you want to drop, fuck him. Call out whatever name you want, and my answer to the names that you calling out is fuck him, to keep with your thing. He talk bad about all of them. I don't give a fuck about no man. I don't worship no goddamn man. So you can call all the fucking names that ever exist in here, Israel and all of that. Fuck them. All right? So you can understand what I'm standing on and how I'm standing on it. Uncompromising. Fuck them. You can call any name you want. Fuck them. All right? So we can get that clearly understood. Any elders in Israel, call their name out. I wouldn't give a fuck. Fuck them. I'm on the elder against the young now. You want to cause a division and you want to cause discord and bring that up, then you got it, buddy. I don't have no problem with the shit. You see what I'm saying? I told you I seek my shit to be known openly. I don't have shit. I don't play the shadow games. So you call any name you want. They ain't my motherfucking master teacher. They ain't my Abba. Shit. You see what I'm saying? I don't honor men like that. Everybody deserve what they deserve if it belongs to them. Honor to who it belongs to and all of that. But I don't know nobody that you calling out. So fuck them. That's for your audience so they can say, oh, you deal with so-and-so, so-and-so? Oh, you know so-and-so, so-and-so? You must be legitimate. I'm saying you ain't legitimate or none of them goddamn names you calling out. If they got a problem with me saying fuck them, they can see me too and talk to me. That's if they want to talk. If they don't want to talk, I just said fuck them. It still holds serve. You need to understand my mentality, son. And it ain't because you shine like one, and it ain't because I produce your ass. It's just slang.
Y'all talk all this trash about Priest Sabat, but quiet as it's kept. Priest Sabat was the first one. Was the first one to be on Sidnetter TV chopping them Kemetic scholars down. Go watch the Joy Hebrew Israelites versus New Wabians. Y'all think y'all know?
So now it's the first thing. I don't give a fuck if y'all was first with that. Great. Go get your Sidnetter TV award for being the first Hebrew Israelite, Zabaka, whichever one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't give a fuck. A Sidnetter award don't mean shit to me. Fuck him too.
Stuff y'all know nothing, man. The first ones to ever be on Sidnetter TV, the first Israelites was me and Priest Sabat. Then later people come, I'm not no young boy in this. You the same boy that was running around acting like, you know, this, that, the third, but every chance you can get, you on the court trying to get Sidnetter to have you on the show.
So what about him over here in my chat knocking on my door trying to get on my show. So now you jealous of me inside another relationship, however it came about and however it's going. What fucking business is that of yours? Why you meddling in other men's matters? But it's cool. I understand a colonel ass man to do things like this. You know what I'm saying? You worry about me talking about him or making videos on him. Well, you wanted me to make a video on you. You getting a cup on you now. Don't worry about it. They tend to add up and pile up real quick, and all of them have solid ass punches in them. You'll feel them pretty soon. You'll feel them. You'll get phone calls being like, damn, dude, making you look bad, making you sound bad. What's up with that child molestation? Brother, I don't think you could be a part of our organization and shit no more, because you don't represent right and all that. That's the problem when you crowd up with other people and shit and start shit for people that wouldn't have started the shit themselves. They wouldn't have conduct themselves in the manner in which you conducting yourself, keeping them away from folly. But now you done brought folly to people's front door because you a part of an organization in a group. That's why I ain't never wanted to be a part of the camps and stuff, classes that I was, because I knew I was an ignorant ass nigga that would do some shit and cause problems for him. You see what I'm saying? That's why I created my own thing and I rose solo dolo. So I could carry the weight of everything with no affiliations to nobody. You see what I'm saying? That's why I ain't got to call no names out. Why I ain't got to drop no names like I know so-and-so, and I know so-and-so, and I done sat with so-and-so, and I done did. Fuck them. It's all about me, me, me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nigga, you narcissistic. No, I'm a strategist and a nationalist. But let's move on.
Come on, man. I'm a beast. Listen, I did that one joint when I came home. The Mighty Hebrew is back. And then you see me, the Joe Mighty Hebrew and Dr. Reggie, but that was the same day. And they just sliced it and made it into two.
So thank you. Where you coming home from? Where were you? You was on vacation? You needed a vacation. What was you sitting down there? What? You're back. You're back from where? You went to Purgatory or somewhere? What was you during the time that you was on your hiatus going away? Can you tell me? Can you tell the people? You should be proud of where you came from. I came back from persecution. They rightly or unrightly judged me as a child molester and a pedophile and this and that. Say I statutory raped somebody. Nigga, don't hold it in. Scream it loud. I'm back. They couldn't keep me in the belly of the beast because I was innocent. No, you don't say you was innocent. You said you used some paperwork to get out of it. Well, if you did it or not, it don't matter. The paperwork, since you like using paperwork, is what's got you out of the situation. Don't matter if you was innocent or guilty, right? The paperwork and the politics that you pulled got you out the situation. But what's the truth of the matter? The Lord knows if don't nobody else know. Lord knows, right? So it's safe to perceive that you're that. What you was convicted on, it's safe to say that. At the for 2 or 3 witnesses. And I think they have in a trial and stuff, a handful of people that said by what they hear and stuff, and by the testimony of a witness or two, that you're guilty. But you're a master manipulator of paperwork. You got paperwork alchemy. You can switch your whole situation with just the stroke of a pen and the presentation of some paperwork.
Why would I be on a platform where you let cats shoot up the Bible, disrespect the name of the Most High, cause division amongst Israel, did all this wicked stuff, slander my name, even though later he apologized and admitted that I was innocent.
You was innocent of what? What did he slander your name with? And then you was on my Sam platform that called my mother a bitch and said she was burning in hell and causing division, and said he testified that I was stalking Abraham and you. Now, is that true? Or was he lying and just causing division, and then saying the former class church I was going to, that I was calling them reporting something, and that, you know, I was doing stuff like that, and then put up false titles like my brothers was checking me and this and that, and we from the same camp when I never joined the camp. In all technicality, I never joined the camp, put my name on no paperwork, and when I even paid my tithes, I didn't pay paperwork, so I didn't have to say, let me get a piece of paper for taxes at the end of the year and all of that. I'm very strategic in the shit that I do, because I'm in the know. When you're in the know, you can move as a man in the know. So how you gonna say my camp or class members is doing that when technically we not of the same camp or class, because I never enrolled in no camp or no class? What the fuck you talking about? You over there with Basim doing this type of stuff, but now you gonna shit on Sadnetta, who's a Dominican, probably Israelite brother, but you're gonna big up Basim, a non-Israelite. But he's a Hebrew, supposedly, right? So he's part of your Hebrew nation. He just ain't got tribal affiliations. Oh, that's what it is. That's how you justify that. I didn't know you believed that Hebrew was a nationality and Israel was a tribal affiliation. So when you say tribal minister, you're a minister to Israel, right? Okay. But your nationality is that of a Hebrew.
But just like 3 weeks ago, he admitted it, and I'm now nominated to be one of the best historians in the Israelite community on Sadnetta TV Awards. Yeah, all right, whatever. He never came.
Yeah, all right. So Sadnetta to big me up. Let me drop Sadnetta name and show how I was one of the first. And now he did apologize for calling me a child molester and saying why ain't nobody having press conference on Mighty Hebrew and GMS who teach and have been convicted of child molestation. Not GMS, but Mighty Hebrew. That's slanderous, right? You ain't been convicted of that. Maybe the conviction was turned, but it was for sure that you was convicted. So how you slander your name? Because you went on a vacation, you was sitting down. So how you slander you again? By saying you was a convicted child molester? You was convicted on statutory rape or whatever? Is that slanderous or is that the truth? You did some paperwork and got it overturned. Don't mean that it didn't happen. In the chronology of actions that took place, that took place. True or false? Am I lying on you? Or am I slandering you now? We would love to hear from you.
To meet with it. This ain't no slap to Sadnetta, but I'm dealing with facts. And the facts of the subject matter is this. A lot of dudes that's getting shine is because a lot of them on social media, or Sadnetta might have put them on and they ain't even put in no work in Israel. I remember, man, you had to scrape and scrap, you know what I mean, for this knowledge.
So now, once again, he trying to big himself up. He don't know. He don't know at the end of the day that I was made an elder amongst my peers by elders. I ain't gonna get into all that and break down the schematics and stuff of all of that. But that to be made an elder and get hands laid on you and all of that, you have to go through a process. You have to be doing something. Then you want to talk about doing for the community. I just ran for the mayor of Park. You have to get names and people say, okay, I might vote for you. If I don't vote for you, I would like to see you present your argument for being mayor and stuff. So I'm literally politicking or been in politics and trying to be the head of my community so I can run the community. And when you're the mayor, you run the water department, you run the sewage, you run this, and you run all of that. You run a municipality that Divine Prospect say you're trying to create. Now you have to deal with city council and so on and so forth for its votes and this and that under the what's the system they use? It's even the debate system. I forget. I can't think of it now. Robert's Law. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Yes, I done sat in city council meetings. I know how this stuff go. I know I can run them. All of that. So when you say what I do for my community, quit it. If I give alms, I'm not supposed to brag about it. If I give somebody $1, I don't go around saying, you know what, I bought somebody a Happy Meal the other day. I gave somebody $1. I gave somebody a socks. I got camera footage of it all, this and that. No, you're supposed to do that in secret and be rewarded openly. So all you, I'm getting in my carnality, all you bitch ass niggas just run around, give alms and brag about it and want to put it and boast and all of that. Nigga, you ain't getting nothing but the reward of the people that see you and hear you and say, oh, yes, he give alms. So don't try to hold me to what alms did you give? None of your goddamn business. That's between me and whoever I gave it to. If they appreciate it and it helped them, cool. You don't need to know about it. Fuck you. And I ain't got to brag and boast about it. Fuck you. It's my mentality with that. All you bitch ass niggas keep running around the community. What you doing for the community? If I'm teaching niggas anything, or I'm giving niggas anything, I ain't got to brag and boast so the American government can come and try to kick down my door and stop me from elevating my people and teaching them stuff or showing them something like all of that. That's why they gonna kick in your goddamn door, because you telling them what the fuck you do. Yeah, we're teaching firearms over here, and we're teaching survival training, and we're teaching this and that, and we're teaching that when you're 13 and your period come on, if somebody raped you, you can't do this. Yeah, you putting your business out there in the street, and the people that run business and run you tell you, nah, nigga, we gonna kick down your door and lock you up for teaching and doing all that stuff. Cause you're going out there telling your business when you should just do your thing in secret and be awarded openly. A fool even considered wise when he shut his damn mouth. You know, something I need to learn to do a little bit more of, but you know, this how they get me to run my mouth, attack me and start acting real colonel and stuff, and get me in this in the wicked colonel spirit and tongue wrestle with them hoe ass niggas.
There were certain camps where you was out of line, you get frog 39 and 1. We got it. We was getting it down like that in Israel. Back in the day, I was there. I was amongst these camps. I was there. I'm talking about Torah Center camps. Torah Center camps. I've been to every Messianic camp I can imagine and visit. Been amongst their ranks and all that. Always Torah Center, but respected them. Congregated with them. Congregated with Torah Center Israel. Congregated with Talmudic Center Israelite. And then the dude that we talking about, I'll never see him at no congregations. I ain't never see him put in no work. When you ever feed the homeless, when you ever give out donations, when you ever help people get apartments, when there was a problem, go down there to deal with the problem. Every time, yeah, go ask priests down to Allah. Every time lions in Israel.
See how the game go? I did work with these people. I did this. Go ask this. Go ask that. Woo, woo. And then they got a checklist. Politicians do the same thing. That's what D-Red was saying the other day. 501c3 camps or schools and stuff. The government says mandatory that you have a food program and do certain stuff. So now you're doing it because it's a government requirement just to get tax You know what I'm saying? That's not my argument, but that was his argument. So when you like, nigga, we fed the children. Well, the Black Panther started a food program, which brought the American government around to do food programs. And now it's a must that if you gonna, you know what I'm saying, do philanthropy and different type of stuff and get tax write-off, you got to do certain amount of philanthropy. So what the fuck are you talking?
She did something and they asked me to come to support. I came, and I never asked anybody for a goddamn dime, Holmes. Ask Priest Donna Allah.
Fuck
ask General Hashar. Every time they did.
Fuck Hashar, fuck Daniela. You can't call these names and oppress me. Maybe for other people you can't. But I'm going to minimize their ass while you big them up. I'm going to minimize their ass. Fuck them. They have nothing to do with this conversation. I ain't going to ask them shit about your arms and what you doing you don't do. Because what you doing don't matter to me. What you teaching about Hebrews being a nation and all of this, and we should call ourselves Hebrew Israelites and stuff because whatever justification, that's what we talking about. I'm going to get to this Khalil Amani if the audio, if I'm not mistaken, the audio is right around the corner.
Even ask Priest Zabat. Priest Zabat and me were the very first Israelites to have Torah Center and Messianics on the street corners together. I was a one-man army. I mean, I had my squad with me when I wanted to, but at times I would be a one-man army, 44th and 7th, 25th and Madison,
Yay.
1 West, everywhere. Microphone order, talking about we were the children of Israel. I'm the one that told the senator of New York, the late senator, not the late senator, former.
See all this stuff? Why he got to do all this? I did this. I did that. Because the nigga want to be the man. I'm going to put it like this, just like when the white man called us boy, like he's saying, boy this and boy. I'm the man. I don't need nobody to say I'm the man. I am that I am. I am the man. I don't have to go around saying I did all this shit, so look, I'm the man. I do what I does. Being the man that I am. You see what I'm saying? I am that I am once again. I don't have to sell you on I'm the man. You just gonna accept that I am or deny that I ain't. Let me give you my resume. See, in 19 so-and-so, I was on such and such as a such and such date with such and such and such and such, which makes me the man. And then I went to such and such and such. That's politics, nigga. That's why politicians go around and kiss babies in different states and stuff, Iowa and all of this, and hold carcasses in different places and do all this shit. And Thanksgiving and shit come, they give out turkeys and do shit. So they can say, I help the people. I'm one of the people. Stop it.
Senator of New York in 2009, ass-side nigga, when he came around asking about gun control, I bombed him. They had to take that shit down, man. Come on, Ray Higgins bombed him. All they Kemetic scholars bombed them. It was so many joints that I did with side nigga bombing. I never lost a debate. I would destroy you, your whole team, and what you stand for.
Now he said he'll do it for 10,000. I'll do it for 10,000. You want to debate Hebrew Israelite? You already said that you can't find it back to back, which I asked you to do. Because when you read it, it say Hebrew and Israelite back to back. But you can't justify by showing it in any text. Then you say Hebrew is a nation. This is an easy 10,000. You said it out your mouth. Let it be done. I need 10,000. Run that. Run that. I need 10,000. This is an easy 10,000. We gonna gamble. Bring the money to the debate over Hebrew Israelite, $10,000. You have your gunman, I have mine, so whatever we gonna, and I need that 10,000 at the end, my nigga. Run that. You might as well just hit my PayPal with it now. Because even without meeting you face to face, we still having a debate or argument or discourse over it, and you full of bullshit. And you done lost. I need my 10,000. And when I see you, you need to run me 10,000. Simple as that. You owe me, nigga, $10,000. Don't make me send the wolves to collect.
It's nothing. Y'all caused all this division in Israel, but you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. Where's your works at? Where have you found? What you found? I led hundreds of Israelites at a time. And I ain't got to lie. This is documented. This is known. This is known. You know why Pennsylvania prison systems, man, have alternate diets now? They got vegan diets. You looking at the man that did it.
You weren't outside advocating for that. You was inside advocating that you need that type of diet in the prison because you was in there for fucking child molestation, pedophilia, statutory fucking rape. So, well, hold up. Let me go to Romans 3. Let's just do this. Let's just go to Romans 3. I need a scripture because I've been doing a lot of profanity and different stuff and everything. We need some scriptural stuff. So we're gonna go to Romans. This is 3 or 4. 3. We're gonna go to Romans 3. This is a good script. It's a good script. Good text. Y'all gonna like it. And I'm gonna show you people that do wickedness to bring about good is all bullshit. Because you still gonna get judged to be a sinner at the end of the day. So that's that whole New Testament. Lord, have I fed the people and did all this stuff in your name? And he said, get away from me, you worker of iniquity. I never knew you. Because you did all kind of wickedness and did that other shit to try to cover up your wickedness by so-called, I look at these good works I did. Get the fuck out of here. Niggas on the street niggas know when niggas is pulling a scam and trying to please save that. But I'm gonna give it to you biblically so you can understand, right? So we're gonna start at the top of Romans 3 because most of y'all probably never heard it, and then he deal with a whole non-messianic or non-accepting of the Holy One of Israel that came. So maybe they gonna bring their stupid ass over here and they can get some edification. But anyway, let's go. Romans 3. What advantage then had the Jew, the Hebrew Israelite Jew, or the Hebrew Jew, or the Israelite Jew? Funny it don't read like that. But anyway, or what profit there of the circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God. For what if some of them did not believe? Should their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a lie, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sin and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So, the word of God be true, and we a lie. I ain't read where it say Hebrew is a nation. I never read Hebrew Israelite and all these other lies that he putting forth. And I can show you in the word of God, and it is what it is. Now, when Hebrews, when Israelites, when Jews, when Benjamite, Gadite, Naphtalians, you know, and all these patriarch tribes, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, talk about who they are and all of that. Once again, I don't know, people. I done went blank for a sec. Let's keep reading. Right? 5. But if our unrighteousness, meaning we doing some wickedness, commit the righteousness of God, and God righteousness, people glorifying God because they see this form of righteousness. And because we lack knowledge of his righteousness, we go about to establish our own righteousness. So we can call names and call deeds and say our works. Now, when you go to the book of James, it says, show me thy faith by thy works, and I'll show you, show me your faith by your belief, and I show you my faith by my works. Now, that's plausible. People can do that. People can do that, but not unrighteously. So let's move on. But if our unrighteousness commit the righteousness of God, what shall we say? Is God unrighteous who should take vengeance? We did unrighteously, but it committed his righteousness, and he gonna take vengeance because of our unrighteousness. A sinner is a sinner. A sin is a sin. The judgment of it is what it is. The penalty of it is what it is. So Paul said, I speak as a man, because now this is it's like a riddle. It's like a riddle. So he gonna speak on, though. God forbid. For how shall God judge the world? For if the truth of God had more abound through my lies unto his glory, why yet am I judged as a sinner? But he said, my lies unto his glory, my unrighteousness unto his glory. Well, I'm gonna be judged as a sinner. I lied, but he received the glory of it. I did wickedness, but he received the glory of it. That's why even when I'm doing my wickedness, I don't say glory be unto God. You can say, well, nigga, you trying to get your own glory because you trying to show how you better than Mighty Hebrew, or you could kick his ass in talking Bible or whatever. And that will be true. I'm not going to open this conversation up and I'm just trying to put my foot in this nigga ass because he talking shit and say glory be unto God. And what I'm doing is probably the most wickedest damn thing on the earth. So I'm not trying to do it to his glory. Now, I tell you that. I judge my own damn self because I'm telling you I'm being carnal-minded, and being carnal-minded is enmity against God, and it's not to his glory. But see how honest I am? Because number one, I'm going to have to repent unto him for doing the unrighteous thing that I do. So who give a damn if you know? And me being honest about it. That's how you can deal with a person. They still honest about it. Yeah, I stole it. Yeah, I did this. I was hungry or this and that. Or I just wanted to do it. Ain't gonna be no fucking hypocrite. Nothing like that. I'm gonna tell it how it's supposed to be told. This nigga got me mad. He on some colonel shit talking about $10,000 and everything else. And he trying to get some pump and some glory from some wicked ass Hebrew Israelites and this and that. And I just feel like when I have my arguments over with her son and all that, fucking the nigga up and letting them know you can't fuck with me in wickedness or righteousness. But we on some wicked shit now. So let's get back to it. I ain't trying to justify it. I'm telling you what it is. So 7, if the truth of God had more bounds through my lies unto his glory, why yet am I also judged as a sinner? And not rather, as we be slanderously reported, and as some affirm that we say, let us do evil that good may come. Whose damnation is just? When then? Are we better than they? No, in no wise. For we have before proved both Jews and Gentiles that they are all under sin. That's the thing at the end of the day, which you still can't justify, but all of us sin. And all of us are proud, puffed up, and different stuff at different times. The problem is when you got a problem and you don't want to admit it and turn from it. So hopefully y'all learning the lesson on that. Because if I end up doing this unrighteousness or sinning, which I'm not lying, so it somewhat would be to his glory, but I'm not trying to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm letting y'all know what it is now, though. Right? And the Lord get me for what I'm doing, then don't let what I do be in vain. Don't do what I do. Don't do what I'm saying, because I'm telling you what it is I do it. So you can understand. If I have to be the sacrifice, damn it, that's, hey, It's what I, that's what I choose to do. Hoping the Lord forgive me for my wicked ways. Because I got some wicked ways. I told y'all I ain't always tried to live righteous. And when I get in my carnal mindset, I'll be on some wickedness. I'll be ready to get it in on so many levels. But let's go on. I'm about to change this title unless I find this Khalil Amani audio.
You don't know who you dealing with, man. You a kid to me, man. Even though you supposed to be 50 years old, damn, and you sitting. But where your wife? You ain't got no wives, man. You ain't got no wife. You ain't got no children.
Look at that.
You ain't got a freaking slave.
Look, getting personal again. Ain't got no slave. What he's saying, your wife a slave. Let's go back just a little bit. You supposed to be 50. Nigga, I just turned 41. I just got in the 40s. I turned 40 last year, and I just entered into them a year deeper. So this nigga said I was supposed to be 50. Why you lying on me, man? To who glory is your lies? You're glorifying yourself and you're lying on me, slandering me and everything else. What's going on with you, brother? How carnal are you now? I know how carnal I am. I know how carnal I am. And how carnal I'm willing to get. So I had to ask that of you. Because, when I turn up, I turn up. And I don't be want to turn down. But,
whole team, and what you stand for is nothing. Y'all cause all this division in Israel, but you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. Where's your works at? Where have you found what you found? I led hundreds of Israelites at a time. And I ain't got the lie. This is documented. This is known. This is known. You know why Pennsylvania prison systems, man, have alternate diets now? They got vegan diets. You looking at the man that did it. You don't know who you dealing with, man. You a kid to me, man. Even though you supposed to be 50 years old, damn, and you sitting. But where your wife? You ain't got no wives, man. You ain't got no wife. You ain't got no children. You ain't got a freaking slave. You sit at the house all day. You make 5 videos a day, dude. 5 videos. None of them are edifying. And I'm going to say it again.
So how many videos do we watch of me a day to know which one is edifying or not? Now, the only way you can make a judgment call on how many videos and what's in the videos, that means you had to be sitting back watching my 5 videos a day. What time do you have to work if you watching my 5 videos and I ain't working? And I do 5 videos, 2 hours a piece. That's 10 hours a day if I do that much. Or an hour. Say I do 2 videos in 2 hours and 3 at an hour. It's still 7 hours. So what time do you got to work to listen to my videos, to critique it, to see if they edifying or not? It sounds like you lying. It sounds like you embellishing shit. Why? See, I don't even care if my actions is so-called wicked. I'm not embellishing shit. I don't have to embellish shit. I don't have to lie. Though I might be using profanity, this and that, and it might be perceived as wicked and all of this unrighteous, I don't have to embellish and lie. That's one thing. Lie not against the truth. Lie not against the truth. Even in my carnality, wickedness, I'm not going to lie against the truth. I'm not going to spread no falsehood.
I know you the same bull that had an FBI agent. You interviewed the FBI agent that destroyed Yahweh being Yahweh.
Now you're attacking Khalil Amani. If I never interviewed him, he don't know who he is. So let's just look at it. We got an FBI informant that, as he say, been into black nationalism and different stuff still. And he currently dealing with the hip-hop community and different stuff. Now, I believe he came out a little bit on other things. Nobody would have never probably watched those projects, but some European Gentiles or whatever. But he come on my show. Why did he come on my show, number one? Well, we talking Israelite stuff. No, we weren't talking Israelite stuff. We talking about what's the first terminology on the beginning of this title. Child molestation. Africa Bambaataa being gay and date rape. Now, he say, what do you do for the community? We out here being made homosexuals and this and that. Remember, he didn't say being made gay and all that. He didn't say nothing about child molestation because he has been convicted of being a child molester and stuff himself. But I'm against child molestation. I'm an advocate against it and all of that. So I brings it up, just like I'm bringing up the fact that he is one, which a lot of people may not know. You see what I'm saying? So what am I doing for the community? I'm pointing out child molesters and pedophiles and statutory rapists and stuff. So when you have a Hebrew Israelite congregation and he come there, like he said, he'd have been to them all, you can know that he's supposed to register, making law and stuff, and tell you where he's at because he's known as a child predator. Yes, making law. You're supposed to check in and let people know what state you're going into and all of that. But he did the paperwork, so maybe he ain't got to do that and stuff. And he ain't got to disclose that he once was a pedophile or convicted as a pedophile, statutory rapist, child molester. And maybe in the Israelite camps and stuff that he going to, they might not be as extreme as GMX 12, 13, and soon they hit their flower. They might say 16-year-old. They might say 17. But depending on what state you in, the European white man is running his government, a nation we stay in, still have laws that succeed them church laws. So what are we talking about here? You see what I'm doing for the community? I'm protecting the children from pedophiles. So I bring Khalil Amani over because he's the first one to write on Africa Bambaataa being gay and date raping a little Spanish boy and being style bound to deal with the situation of the possible murder and killing of the young man that Africa Bambaataa date rape and it got styled by. So what I'm doing for the community, what I'm advocating against, what I'm about to have a lecture on in Little Rock, Arkansas, something that you wanted to be a part of. Yes, yes. Either somebody wanted you to be a part of it, Mighty Hebrew, or you asked to be a part of it, Mighty Hebrew. But I was like, no, no. How the hell we gonna talk about no. How the hell we gonna talk about child molestation, pedophilia, and all that, and have a fucking pedophile on the stage amongst all the children? And he ain't supposed to be amongst the children. What if he fuck around and molest one of them or something in there? Trying to take him a wife or something. Huh? Counterproductive, baby. Fuck that nigga. Hell no, he can't be a part of it. That's probably why he mad too. Tell me what you mad for, nigga. That's probably why he mad too. Because I say he can't be a part of the advocating against child molestation, seeing that he has a record, and I don't know what that record is all about and what type of paperwork and shit, because he could be getting let out by the federal government to run this Hebrew Israelite sovereign national shit, which is a government program or some shit. I don't know. But I question all this shit. Best to question it and be safe than sorry. That's why the nigga might be mad. Got animosity and stuff. I don't know what's going on with the nigga, but now he want to attack Khalil Amani because Khalil Amani is a confessed FBI informant. Right? So now you want to attack him and tell people, well, this nigga is suspect because he fucking with an FBI informant. He interviewed him. He asked him questions about what happened with the shit down there with Yahweh being Yahweh. So he ain't no good. But he ready to accept the Sarnetta TV award, and Sarnetta took him over there and interviewed him too. So Sarnetta better than me. Because he interviewed him. Oh, he didn't become friends with him. Who the fuck you think Sarnetta talked to when he called the FBI and told him that his child was being exploited on the internet by Unc's crack pipe? Khalil Amani the one told him. Oh, but you ready for a Sarnetta TV award and think he better than me and drop his name because he more known on the internet than me. Come on, Mighty Hebrew. You gotta shit. I've been up down there all night and shit. I took me some rests, but I had to listen to the whole thing, which I fell asleep, woke up and stuff. Nigga, I put in my work. And I told you, just like people say, well, Carl, how could you laugh with Sarnetta and be on this show? It said keep your friends close and your enemies closer so you can watch them. So, what are you talking about? Military strategy, the strategy of war. I'm always stay winning. I try not to cut these ties or bridges. So when I need to know something or this, that, and the other, I have a door that I can pass through, a gate that I can pass through to get the knowledge that I need to get, to do the things that I need to do and comprehend what I need to comprehend. But it's been fuck Sarnetta lately. Me and Sarnetta might not ever be cool again. Because I already told him I'm trying to destroy the House of Conscience and his ass. As he done tried to destroy me and they sent sheriffs to my house and everything else. We're playing the game, and the game ain't over. Ain't nobody able to yell checkmate yet. That day may be coming soon, but ain't no checkmate yet. Even when you yell checkmate, you yell checkmate too long. I still got moves, nigga. Checkmate is when you can't move no more and your king is threatened with a knife up to his throat and he can't make no moves. No checkmate me. So let's hear what he say. Cause he's a Yahweh ben Yahweh advocate now. But what he's trying to do is pull a political Hebrew Israelite thing and say, I know Yahweh ben Yahweh informant is this dude and this and that. Michael Evers did the same thing. You might as well just call out and say Yahweh ben Yahweh's. If y'all want to kill Khalil Amani for doing that to your father, your Abba, he's right over there. Go kill him. That's the dude right there if y'all don't know. You might as well just call him up and tell him, there go Khalil Amani, kill him. That guy there, he interviewed him, so he shouldn't be trusted amongst Israel, and if he come around, you kill him. You might as well get on the bullhorn and do that. Once again, he interviewed the guy that informed on Yahweh ben Yahweh, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Look at you, tail-bearing ass nigga. I tell you, boy, we sins. We do unrighteousness, boy. We do it. We do it. And everybody think they got clean hands, though, that they just the most righteous person. I sin not. There's no person that do good and don't sin not.
And then y'all buddy, y'all bosom buddy, how you gonna come at me and talk crazy when you right now live and direct dealing with the enemy? I mean,
Khalil Amani, you the enemy amongst Hebrews. They know you informed on Yahweh ben Yahweh. You better start watching out for these Hebrew Israelites. Them niggas trying to mark you. They trying to get Yahweh ben Yahweh death angels to get you, bro. They know who you are now. And all these cats is on some you the enemy. Shit, take your head. Why y'all trying to get Khalil money set up and get him killed and shit? What type of extremism is type shit is that? Like he said though, the FBI always listening and watching shit that involves him. So since they entered into the community, and I guess y'all say I brought him in unknowingly asking about the Bambaataa story, and now the community know that he's the informant. Y'all talking reckless about him and trying to get him killed and all that shit. You don't think them people watching who putting their mouth on them? So keep talking and keep calling for death angels and different shit. Do your thing. Politic with your Hebrews and try to get them killed. Do your thing. Try to get me killed. Do your thing. Listen to what he say.
Not fully agree with Yahweh ben Yahweh, but Yahweh ben Yahweh showed us how to economically be empowered, man. So what? He ran up in them houses, man, down in Miami, Florida, and kicked them crackheads out and them drug dealers out. And at times, cats had to lay down. So what?
So at times, cats had to lay down. So you saying everybody he killed was a drug dealer and a drug addict? That's how you gonna justify it? So what if he went in there and kicked the drug dealers out and the drug addicts out? So what if he went in there and them people weren't drug dealers and drug addicts, but they just didn't want to leave that apartment because they didn't have nowhere else to go and they had their belongings in there, and yet he still got their head chopped off? What if that's the case and they weren't drug dealers or drug addicts? Did you follow the case? Do you know what's going on? Do you know who the people is? Do you know the name of the victims? Do you know their status of drug dealers or just civilians? Or are you ignorantly speaking on a case and trying to coerce people to believe that he rightfully killed them because they was drug dealers and drug addicts? So what justifies the killing of drug dealers and drug addicts? If that's the case, if you believe that, how many drug addicts and drug dealers have you killed? Because if you believe that, you should be acting up on your beliefs. So how many have you did? If it's justification in killing them, how many? So if they had to be laid down. You got to watch these people. Watch who you listen to. Watch who you follow. Watch their doctrine. Watch what they say. Because he's justifying Yahweh ben Yahweh's death angels now. And killings and beheadings. And chopping off ears and stuff. And Khalil Money had no right to tell the government that he was doing the stuff to get his daughters and his sons out of there, his children out of there. Saying that his daughter could have been a potential child molest victim. Yahweh ben Yahweh already took his wife, and if you messianic or non-messianic, when do people get divorced? Did they have a bill of divorcement? How did Yahweh start sleeping with his wife? What justified another man sleeping with another? But like I said, you've been running around with what's his name? Malachi Z. York's son. You've been running around with Taj Tariq Bey and Shabir Bey, them that stands behind Africa Bambaataa, the one that Khalil Amani wrote the piece on child molestation, with child rape, or rape of a young man, date rape of one, and stuff. So people you hang around in the Kemetic community, Moorish community, and all of this, Nuwabian community, has ties to pedophilia, child molestation, and stuff. And you being one that should be registering and stuff too, depending on how your paperwork that freed you up from the conviction that happened, that you sit down for and change the dietary system in the prisons. Brother, what are you talking about? But let's go on.
So Somebody had to do it. So what? You know what I mean? That our communities was in disarray. They was wrecked up. Y'all try to make Yahweh Ben Yahweh look evil because of the things that was going on in Miami, Florida. But nobody ain't say nothing when it was drugs and prostitution, murder, rapes, molestation, all kinds of stuff going on in Miami. And when Yahweh Ben Yahweh and them came down there, they cleaned it up and they seen what was going on. They sicked the FBI in there.
So now, the killings was justified. So let's just look at something and some of the reasons. Let's reason. So when the police go in the black community and there's drug dealers in there and there's drug addicts in there and somebody got to kill them, it's cool that the police kill them then, right? If it was cool for Yahweh Ben Yahweh to chop their heads off and stuff, it's cool for the police to shoot them in the goddamn head. Is that reasonable? Somebody got to do it, he said, right? So it don't matter if it's a Hebrew Israelite, a Gentile, a European, a Edomite, or whatever, right? Because they just drug dealers and drug addicts. They flew the shit over here. They brought it over on the boat and shit, and they just did the shit because they like selling drugs and shit. So it's justified in killing them. So if the police kill anybody that's riding dirty in the South or kill anybody in the black community to sell drugs, it's justified, huh? What about people that do drugs? They justified too, right? Because somebody got to kill them. They need to be taken off of here. What is this man saying to try to justify some wicked Hebrew Israelite action, cult-like action? And you want to be a part of his Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalist community? What, y'all gonna be death angels for him? And when y'all go into a community, kill people and shit if they drug dealers and drug addicts because somebody got to do it? Economically, Yahweh Ben Yahweh showed you how to do it. Buy apartments and kill the people in it and justify by calling them drug dealers and drug addicts. Even a fool consider wise when he shut his mouth. You don't want to get caught on tape record talking like this. And you talking nationalistic, this, that, and the other. This shit is very extreme. And what he did was deemed by the U.S. government as extreme. And if you saying all it wasn't nothing and it was cool to do, then you agree with an extremist that's been killing people. And you might be the next one to try to make yourself the son of Yahweh and do the shit. Oh boy. Ooh-wee. Where's the strategy of war? Where's these niggas is crazy, dude. They want to come against me knowing I'ma highlight all this shit for your average person or whoever listening. I'ma highlight all this shit because this shit is radical and extreme and very questionable.
As they always do. And some dissatisfied, and they try to destroy an empire, but they on the rise now. Much respect to all the Yahweh brothers and the universe of Yahweh. They are brothers and sisters, man. Why? Because he said he was the son of Yah. So what? We talking about reality here, yo. We talking about who you have on your set. You supposed to be an Israelite national, but you running around with the man that destroyed the nation of Yahweh?
When was we running around with each other? Has Khalil Amani ever been to Arkansas? Have I ever been to Colorado? Have we ever met each other? Outside of a phone call? Or interview? But he want to tie me with him so the Yahweh Ben Yahwehans can be mad at me because I'm affiliated with him. That's the game we playing? Boy, wickedness.
Are you kidding me, man?
Kidding me, man?
Treason. Traitor, man.
Traitor.
You know who you are. You know.
So now I'm gonna Now people didn't call me a snitch because of Khalil Amani. Now I'm a traitor to Israel, treason, take my head, or whatever they do to treasonous people in war. That's a war crime, right? What do you do to them people? So you see you calling death on me? The nigga say he want to kill me because I didn't agree with Hebrew Israelite. Now the nigga trying to call death on me from ignorant ass Hebrew Israelites that don't know no better and probably ain't gonna listen to this. And then his so-called elders, Prince Ashiel from Chicago, which he said I got Chicago ties, like he could get me hit or killed by Chicago people. You know what I'm saying? So people, we got some serious shit going on here. I tell y'all, it don't matter what I deal with, the shit is always the most hottest shit and controversial shit out there. Niggas want to kill you. I ain't tried to kill nobody over no false doctrine. I ain't tried to call them a treason and get them chop their head off or do some. You see what I'm saying? But we got this type of conversation amongst these Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalists. Some very extreme dialogue and discourse coming out this man's mouth. But we still gonna deal with the doctrine and deal with the fact that Hebrew Israelite that shit should be used and stuff. I'm still not gonna stop. You cannot threaten me, intimidate me, or none of that from talking about matters that I want to talk about. If you're gonna kill me for it, shit, do your best. You know what I'm saying? Do your best, because I'm not cowering down to nobody. Shit. I'm worse than ISUPK with that shit. Because it's hard to say if you got 100 soldiers, one of them ain't a coward. But when it's just you could easily say, nigga, I'm not cowering down. I'm not compromising, and I'm not changing off of my course. Fuck you pedophiles and you people that stand up for pedophiles, and fuck you Hebrew Israelites that justify murdering the people that you don't know was drug addicts or drug dealers and all of that and everything else, because you some wicked ass individuals. Like you say, you a beast. You have no preeminence over nor do you have any intelligence over a beast. Whichever beast you want to compare yourself to. It would be wise to pick a wise beast so you can seem wise. But no preeminence or intelligence over a beast. I'm a beast. Yeah, you a beast.
Your name. You disrespected Dr. Morey-Yoel and me making videos about us back in the past. We ain't say nothing to you because I couldn't at the time. Now I can. You thought because it was the Shabbat you'll be saved? No, I'm a different type of Hebrew Israelite, bro.
Yeah, you a very extreme Hebrew Israelite. I done fuck niggas up on the Shabbat too. You know, nigga gotta do what nigga gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm not a meek Israelite like that per se. Much respect to Yahweh ben Yahweh, man. Why? Because he did because he wasn't no chump. Let me throw something at y'all real quick before I leave. That's the last thing.
Y'all know what that's all about, right? Because of the killings. That's the whole thing. Much respect to him for taking his and doing that. A nigga got killed. That's what he talking about. It's all about the death shit there. See, they be trying to make subliminal messages and threats and stuff. It's cool. I mean, if Prince ICL want to be affiliated with that and all of that stuff, and then, you know, them people come running in they shit and stuff because niggas on the internet talking like this and shit, even against former FBI informants and trying to tap me into it and all of that shit. That's cool. Go ahead, make these organizations and camps hot. That's what y'all doing. You see what I'm saying? Even if you felt like I was informing or doing all that shit, why would you try to have a verbal spout with me and stuff when we get into this shit and I even talk about you and stuff? That means that if you felt I was doing that, you trying to set them up. You see what I'm saying? If you know Khalil Amani watch my show and stuff, why would you do and say shit about him to bring light to him about you talking this shit? You see what I'm saying? So where's the tact? What's your motivation for doing what you're doing, Mighty Hebrew? Talking about killing me, bigging up people that killed people and trying to say shout out to them and all of that stuff. What's that all about? I tell you, these black Hebrew Israelite extremist groups is supremacist groups and shit. We got sovereign groups and shit. You better watch them. They on some David Koresh and some Jim Jones shit and everything. These motherfuckers is parts of cults.
Every nation on the earth had the enforcers. When you look at the Italian, you know why the Italians over here are successful today? Because of the Costa Nostra.
I told you. Now we got to enforce shit. Death angels, Yahweh ben Yahweh. Do y'all have death angels? No, but Yah does. Well, you're the son of Yah. Don't you sit over the Pharaohs of Yah? Well, you know, see, if I'm a reporter, I get that. I know this Israelite shit. I'm gonna get him. You see what I'm saying? Gotta have enforcers and this and that. So now you gotta have people force and kill people and everything because somebody got to do it. You want some death angels too, huh? Mighty Hebrew and his death angels. The mighty Yahweh and this and that. It is death angels, but his name ain't Yahweh. His name is Hebrew. Mighty Hebrew and his death angels and shit. That's what you threatened me with, man. I supposed to shit my pants and get scared, piss myself, because you want to get you some death angels and some enforcers and shit. It sound like you a mafia king and shit like the Italians and shit, the Costa Nostra, family business and shit. I've been playing in that conversational world too. I'm Israel consigliere. I'm a wartime consigliere, if you didn't know. So now what? So now what? You want to get on the Italian mafians? You know, you want to get into that type of shit? Which is based off of, as you say, Yahweh. God got holy angels and he got demons. He got those that'll advocate good stuff and tell you what to do, and then he got those that'll kill, aka death angels. Just like the Godfather got lawyers and he got killers. So now what? You think because you're around certain Hebrew Israelites that you are made man and you can't be touched, but you can have people touch? Is that what we talking about? The Hebrew Israelite crime family shit? That's what we talking about? Y'all niggas is stupid. You fucking stupid.
Because of the Italian mafia. You know why the so-called Jews are successful? Because of the Jewish mafia. Meyer Lansky was a damn gangster, man. And everything that he did, he got people murdered. He got people murdered, man. In cold blood, murdered them. He sat politicians in office. What you talking about?
So he was a Jewish nationalist. Sovereign nationalist. He was a Jewish sovereign nationalist. He got people murdered and stuff. See, that all supposed to scare me and be like, ooh, he's an Israelite mafia. Hebrew Israelite mafia. I'm supposed to be afraid of the Hebrew Israelite mafia. The 5 families and all. What the fuck? So you Michael Corleone now. You veto, nigga. You veto. You need kissing on your fucking forehead, nigga. You veto Corleone. You not Michael, nigga. That's why he said, you can't talk to Joe Green like that. He's been in Vegas for so many years and he did this and did that. What Michael tell him? Never go against the family, son. So now you want to talk to God, you know, Mario Peasy and shit. What the fuck? Let's rewind that just a little bit. I tell you, these niggas be getting crazy, boy. They be, you know, everybody want to be gangster now.
Yahweh been Yahweh, man. Why? Because he did, because he wasn't no chump. Let me throw something at y'all real quick before I leave. That's the last thing. Every nation on the earth had their enforcers. When you look at the Italian, you know why the Italians over here are successful today? Because of the Costa Nostra. Because of the Italian mafia. You know why the so-called Jews are successful? Because of the Jewish mafia.
So now he talking about building a nation, and then he telling you why people are successful and what it is to be a successful nation. You got to put out hits and killing people. Like Bambaataa put out a hit on that damn boy by her son Camel because he raped him, and then say, hey, at the end of the day, we can't let him go out there and tell people that I'm a pedophile and date rape people and shit. Her son kill him. You got to have your enforcers. You got to have your killers. This is blueprint to a nation. That's why they call the Zulu nation. Got to have your enforcers, your killers and shit. Oh boy, what the fuck, Mighty Hebrew? You're stupid. You're stupid. You should have never made this audio. That's why I downloaded. I didn't get the video. I get the audio so I can download it. That's just that quick. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody in their right mind that heard that got any intelligence would have told your dumb ass to take this shit down. But just my luck, people with intelligence don't watch you, so they didn't tell you to take it down. Or maybe some people with intelligence watch you and they told you you shouldn't have said those things and you should have took it down, but your dumb ass kept it up anyway, incriminating yourself and anybody that you would have being your death angel or enforcer.
Meyer Lansky was a damn gangster, man. And everything that he did, he got people murdered. He got people murdered, man. In cold blood, murdered them. He sat politicians in office. What you talking about? Lived to be 100 plus in the land of Israel, your land. I don't hear the Jewish people talking shit about Meyer Lansky. Do you hear the Jewish people talking trash about Bugsy Siegel and Meyer Lansky? No, two gangsters. I respect them because they did what they had to do for their people, man.
Said, learn not the ways of the heathen, learn not the way of the Gentile, or the Israeli, Jewish, Zionists, killers. But he's saying, I respect that. I want to model myself after that. Yahweh ben Yahweh modeled himself. Praise be Yahweh ben Yahweh. We are so thankful.
They dealt in prostitution, numbers racketing, all that. But they ain't have it in their communities.
Now we justified and said they dealt with all of that. And ain't nobody talked about them. Though it was wicked. Prostitution and stuff. Drug dealing. They should have been shot by Yahweh ben Yahweh. Because they was drug dealers and drug addicts. What the fuck are you talking, man?
You seen it in the movie Godfather when they was talking about flood in New York with Howard. They said, give it to the niggas. They don't have no soul. And you worrying about the other nations? Better be worrying about your own. But
shit, you glorifying the other ones. Shit, why you ain't talking? You talking about the Godfather movie? Shit, you should have talked about New Jack City. Shit, talked about Nino Brown. Shit, the Polite been talking about lately. Burn down the Carter. We got all this stuff and we doing illegal shit, but the police, before they raid us and do this, we should burn down the Carter. So Tazadaki should have burnt down, you know, Israel Church of God in Christ and shit before they came in there and took out the tax papers. They should have just had a little fire to burn up all the records and shit, and they didn't have it on no computer disc or nothing. It's burn the Carter. Oh boy. Hey, look, if I was gonna be a criminal people, I would be one of the best. I would be one of the best. I would be one of the best, legendary, but I'm not a criminal.
Yahweh ben Yahweh was accused of getting cats executed because they didn't want to leave their property because they were drug dealers and crackheads, so he got them murdered. Now, I don't know that to be true or false.
Now, he ain't studied the case, but he's speaking on it. He studied the case. He dealt with Project Megiddo or none of that, but he's speaking on it. He don't know what to be facts. You didn't go to the law library and study up on Yahweh ben Yahweh while you was locked in there for your little, you know, and what they say, in discretion or whatever.
If it's false, then they out of order. If it's true, then it's true. You know what I mean?
Nah, me.
The Lion of Judah can't stand still too long. So all I'm saying is, man, get yourself together. I showed you the children of Israel over and over called themselves Hebrews. The children of Israel are in fact Hebrew Israelites. They looked at themselves as Hebrew Israelites, bro. This is not hard pressed.
Why they never wrote it in their text then? If they were so convinced. If we had to write a Bible now, they will put Hebrew Israelite in there. And their ancestors, forefathers, and people never did that. And when you're dealing with that, once again, that's dealing with genealogy. Who would say they're Israelite and deny that Israelites came out of Hebrews? So when you're looking at physicality or talking physicality, genealogy, you're going to say Hebrew. When you talking nationality, Hebrew ain't no fucking nationality. They never was a nation.
You talking about, let me show you how deep I am in my core. I'm going to give you this nugget.
Look,
I'm going to give you this
I'm going to show you how deep I am.
nugget for you. You said, well, where did the word Hebrew Israelite come from? That shows that you not really astute in Hebrew Israelite affairs in the United States. If you would have known anything about the board of the Hebrew Israelites, it was a council of them from Philly, Chicago, New York. We talking about Rabbi Richard Nolan, you know, all these different
rabbis. What the fuck you doing with rabbis? Oh, that's that Torah-based only centered shit. Okay. And trying to be like the Israeli Jews and have rabbis when you don't deal with the Messiah, the Mashiach, the Christ that told you don't have no rabbis and no fathers. So religiously, they still doing what the Jewish people doing, and they doing what the Catholic people doing. The synagogues and the churches.
Leaders, they came together in 1978, dude. I'm giving you this information for you. All right, just, you know, for you. Because we didn't want to get confused with being Jewish, bro. We didn't want to.
Now, see, he act like I don't know that. I ain't got the dates and time, but I done told people I can go back to the old footage and stuff. What happened is the Jews said, we Israel, we Israelites, we the Jews, and everything else usurping the Negro, taking all that shit and saying, you better get your ass on before we call Maya Lansky and get your ass murdered. So they said, yes, rabbi, master, yes, master, yes, and bag their ass up and say, well, we gonna call ourselves Hebrew Israelites. Now, I can't tell y'all the details, But that's been the simplicity of the shit since day one. Them Jews said, we gonna call Buzzy and Mylansky and get your ass murdered. Just in case y'all niggas got to get murdered on some mastermind shit. You keep running around here saying you the nation of Israel and shit, and see what the fuck we do to you. And they say, man, I'd rather be a Hebrew Israelite to get my ass murdered for trying to be an Israelite or the other nation of Israel. We'll just call ourselves Hebrew Israelites and get over here and mind our motherfucking business and fuck with our people and shut the fuck up. And we ain't gonna go to war over me and the nation of Israel. That's what it was. So now, in the sense of the word, what he's saying is the Jewish people, the Edomites, punk your ancestors down, told them, get down or lay down, shut the fuck up. And they said, yes, I'm boss, and took their ass over there and started pumping Hebrew Israelite. And that's why it's been flooded through the community from that council and everything else. Not by my words. This is what he telling y'all. But I've been told people that in the simplicity of things, them Jews said, shut the fuck up. This is ours. You take your ass over there. We'll let you have that little Hebrew Israelite shit, but don't you come over and talk about you, the nation of Israel, and all of that. And they became self-serving, and they create Hebrew Israelite shit, and then call themselves Israel or the nation of Israel or none of that no more. So now it's a coward move. It's a choice. Be Hebrew Israelite or be the nation of Israel. And since people still scared that they might fuck them up for saying we the nation of Israel, they want to run with the Hebrew Israelites. Simple as that. And kill me for saying you can't force us to politic and say we Israel. Because we ain't scared of you killing us. We scared of them killing us. We ain't scared of you locking us up. We scared of them locking us up. So we ain't going to say we Israel or the nation of Israel. We're going to keep using this Hebrew Israelite thing because we've been making money and living fine off of this lie for many years now.
Confused with being Jewish. So they did research in the scripture and clearly seen that the children of Israel referred to themselves as Hebrews and Israelite interchangeably. And since the so-called Jews weren't calling themselves Hebrew Israelites, they all unanimously, all these leaders in the United States unanimously came together and said, we will call ourselves Hebrew Israelites. That's how that came about, bro. You cannot write. Sister Valencia had to say you cannot be an Israelite without being a Hebrew, but you can be a Hebrew without being an Israelite.
Now, you steady talking genealogy when you as a nationalist gonna talk about the national name. You scared of them Jews that much that you won't even speak nationality? You want to speak gene? Well, people, I think the brother owed me $10,000. I think he let it be known that, you know, he's willing to do some Italian mafioso shit, and hopefully he get praised for it for, you know, enforcing shit and trying to kill people and shit. I think he was clear in everything he said, you know, subliminally and otherwise. You know, I think he was stupid as hell to do and record that and leave it out there for me to get. Maybe he's working for the government and trying to get, you know, them brothers in Chicago and the camps and the people he affiliated with locked up or whatever, investigated. It ain't like they already ain't being investigated and shit. I don't know what his MO is about and why he's doing what he's doing, but that was very ignorant of him to do everything he just did, you know, basically threaten a, you know, government informant. A lot of people been threatening him and shit, you know, people trying to tie me in with him. It's like, what the fuck? I can't interview people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it had to deal with child molestation, date rape, and you know, possible murder of the victim that was raped, that fought back and stabbed Bambada. So that's what I was fighting and dealing with, trying to solve that problem that Troy Terrain brought to the community, and a Sinetta platform, and they really didn't do nothing. That Tazariak was residing over and irritated Genie, all these so-called people that put in so much work in the community and shit, which left the job undone. And I picked the task up just advocating and starting a movement over the internet, which is info activism, no feet on the ground in New York, in the Bronx, trying to figure out the boy name or nothing. But, you know, it is what it is. But people, it is what it is. That seemed like that's the conversation. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you think it's a good conversation for the community here, though it's a lot of profanity and bullshit in it, you know what I'm saying? Please share, subscribe, do all the stuff, you know, down the shit, say bad, negative stuff about me in the comment section or whatever you feel like doing. You know, just engage the conversation because more is coming. It ain't over. Peace.